Have you ever felt like your hard work goes unnoticed? Like no matter how much you give, people overlook you, maybe even laugh behind your back? You're not alone. That sting of doubt, that whisper asking, "Am I enough?" It's something we've all faced. But what if I told you your worth isn't tied to what others see? Stay with me, because this story will change how you see yourself. In today's video, we're diving into a heartfelt tale from medieval Europe called The Forgotten Crown of Humility. It's about a farmer who feels invisible, just like many of us do when life gets tough. Through his journey, you will discover a powerful lesson about true worth that'll lift your spirits and remind you of your inner strength. With simple English, subtitles, and a twist you won't see coming, this story will stick with you. So, grab a cozy spot, and let's get started. In a quiet corner of medieval Europe, where rolling hills met muddy paths, lived a farmer named Elias. His hands were rough from plowing fields, his back bent from years of toil. Day after day, he worked his small patch of land, growing just enough to feed his family. But the villagers, they didn't see his effort. They called him Elias the Plain, snickering at his patched clothes and simple ways. "He's nobody," they'd say, their words cutting deeper than any plow. Elias felt the weight of their scorn. At night, he'd sit by his flickering fire, wondering if he was worth anything at all. Maybe they're right, he thought. Maybe I'm just a nobody. Sound familiar? That sinking feeling when the world seems to say you are not enough? It's a heavy load to carry. One spring morning, as Elias sowed his seeds, a stranger rode into the village. Dressed in fine robes, he carried an air of mystery. The villagers buzzed with excitement, crowding around him like bees to honey. Elias kept his head down, used to being ignored. But the stranger's eyes locked onto him. "You there, farmer," the man called. "Walk with me." Surprised, Elias wiped the dirt from his hands and followed. The stranger introduced himself as Cedric, a traveler seeking a man of true worth. "The king has died," Cedric said, "and his crown lies unclaimed. Only one with a pure heart can wear it." Elias laughed nervously. "Me? I'm just a farmer. You've got the wrong man." Cedric only smiled. "Worth isn't in gold or titles, Elias. It's in character." Cedric stayed in the village for weeks, watching Elias closely. The farmer didn't change his ways. He shared his meager harvest with a starving neighbor, even when his own pantry was nearly bare. When a child lost her way in the woods, Elias searched all night, lantern in hand, until she was safe. And when the villagers mocked him, he never snapped back, though his heart ached. One day, a rich merchant's cart broke down near Elias's field. The merchant, red-faced and angry, demanded Elias fix it. "Do it quick, you nobody!" he barked. Elias could have walked away. Most would have. But he knelt in the mud, repaired the wheel, and sent the merchant off with a quiet nod. Cedric, watching from afar, scribbled something in a leather-bound book. The villagers began to whisper about Cedric's mission. "He's looking for the king's heir," they said, eyeing each other with greed. The blacksmith puffed out his chest, boasting of his strength. The tailor flaunted his fine clothes, claiming they proved his worth. Elias? He just kept working, too humble to dream of crowns. One evening, Cedric called the village to the square. A golden box sat on a wooden table gleaming under torchlight. "Inside this box," Cedric said, "is proof of the true heir's worth." The villagers leaned forward, hearts pounding. Elias stood at the back, half hidden in the shadows. He wasn't there for glory. He just wanted to hear the end of the tale. Cedric opened the box and pulled out a simple parchment. The crowd gasped, expecting jewels or a crown. Instead, Cedric read aloud, "The heir to the throne is Elias, son of the late king's brother, hidden among you to test his heart." The villagers froze. Elias? The plain farmer? Impossible. Cedric turned to Elias, whose eyes widened in shock. "You were born of royal blood, Elias, but raised as a farmer to learn humility. Your kindness, your sacrifice, your quiet strength, these prove your worth." He held out a crown, its gems catching the firelight. "Will you take it?" The villagers fell silent, waiting. Elias stared at the crown, his life flashing before him. The long days, the cruel words, the nights of doubt. He could have the throne, the power, the respect he'd never known. But then he thought of his fields, his neighbors, his simple life. A soft smile crossed his face. "No," Elias said. "A crown doesn't make me who I am. My worth is here, in the work I do, the people I help. Let another take it." He turned and walked back to his fields, leaving the crowd speechless. Cedric nodded, as if he'd known all along. "That," he said, "is the heart of a true king." The village changed after that night. The same people who mocked Elias began to seek his advice, share their harvests, even call him friend. Not because he was royal, but because he showed them what worth really meant. And Elias? He kept farming, his head high, knowing his value wasn't in a crown but in the life he chose. So, if you're doubting your worth, feeling like a nobody, remember Elias. Your value isn't in what others say or the titles you hold. It's in your kindness, your grit, your heart. You don't need a crown to shine. You already do. If this story touched you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more tales that lift you up. Drop a comment. Have you ever felt overlooked but kept going? Let's inspire each other. See you in the next video.